Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford will headline Dana White's boxing debut. Now, after Canelo vs Crawford was officially announced, Turki Alashek also confirmed that this will be under TKO, which will be spearheaded by UFC's Dana White. Dana White himself would then eventually double down on this announcement, with him posting this photo of himself being in the middle of both fighters. Now, despite this mega fight only being officially announced this past weekend, this photo basically confirms that it was already a signed deal months even before Canelo fought William Skull. After all, Canelo vs Crawford was pretty much an open secret. Not to mention, just by looking at Canelo and Crawford's outfits, you can see that they're still wearing winter coats. Now, before you come at me and say, oh, but Dana White's wearing a polo, it must be photoshopped. No, it's not. Also, if I were to guess, I'd say this photo was taken back in March when Canelo flew to the city for the Skull press conference. Looking at the background, it's pretty obvious that this was taken at the top of the rock, which is a few steps away from Radio City where the Canelo vs Skull press conference was held. Now, staging what is arguably the biggest fight of the decade is a huge flex from both Dana White and Turki Alashek, as they basically tell the boxing world that they have arrived. This fight will also launch their boxing promotion, which will directly compete with all the major players such as Matchroom, Golden Boy, and Top Rank. Once again, Canelo vs Crawford will be on September 12th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And yes, that is a Friday. Now, this is not confirmed, but I think the reason why they decided to stage this on a Friday instead of Saturday is mainly due so that it won't be directly competing with Dana's other show, which is of course UFC's annual Mexican Independence Day event that's currently scheduled the evening after on September 13th in Canelo's hometown of Guadalajara in Mexico. So yeah, they're basically trying to avoid what happened last year when UFC and Canelo vs Berlanga were both booked on the same night at the same time in the same city. Also, despite the fact that there's no official word yet on where it'll be broadcast, all the breadcrumbs lead to it being on Netflix and not DAZN. Netflix, of course, has the rights for WWE's Monday Night Raw, and it's been rumored already that the UFC will also jump to Netflix after their contract with ESPN expires this year. If you folks didn't know, parent company TKO Group Holdings owns both the UFC and the WWE. Now, with that being said, TKO Boxing being exclusive to Netflix just sort of makes sense. I could be wrong though, so just take this with a grain of salt. Anyway, what are your thoughts about, Dana White being involved in boxing? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for more quick talks.